What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it's to do a player ratings video for the Arsenal versus Everton game. And yeah, I do realise that my review yesterday was pretty quick for me. It turned out to be 7 minutes. When normally I do like 15-minute videos. But it was kind of one of those games that just wasn't really a lot that kind of happened. It was just a dull game, for the want of a better word. But listen, I could do 30 more dull games if it means we win and get a clean sheet on top of it. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, let's talk about the game. For me, they were standout performers. They were people who I would expect to have done better than they did. And there were people that flat out surprised us. And let's get into the player ratings so you can see what I'm talking about. So first up, let's talk about the goalkeeper, Petr Cech. Easily man of the match. It ain't even close. It ain't even a discussion. You guys know, if you watched my preview prior to the game, that I went for Cech, and I saw a lot of people disagree, talking about they should go for Leno this, they should go for Leno that. My idea is this. For me, I don't get this idea that because we spent X amount of money on a goalkeeper, that gives him the automatic right to play over a keeper that has not been that bad. My wish with Cech is that we stop telling him to play the ball from the back. Because within the first 5 minutes of this game, there was another little incident where you're like, oh, fuck. But then I noticed, like, it almost felt like throughout the game, he almost abandoned that tactic, because he kind of kicked the ball up the field a few times. Like, there was none of that kind of pass it to Hector Bellerin or pass it to Mustafi, really. It's almost like he abandoned that. And, you know, sometimes you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Sometimes you just have to play to their strengths. And if this is Petr Cech's last season with Arsenal, keeping in mind he has 1 more year left on his contract, why not just let him go out on a blaze of glory and play to his strengths? To me, I think it's fairly obvious that we're doing a bit of a Szczesny with Leno, where the guy is learning from an older, more experienced goalkeeper. Let's not forget, maybe we've not necessarily seen the best Petr Cech. Petr Cech has been one of the Premier League's best goalkeepers. One of the Premier League's best. And all right, he's funny with his feet and his near post is a bit dodgy. But I still remember them days of Almunia. You know, I still remember them days. The Fabianskis. You know, the Vito Manonis. You know, the motherfuckers who couldn't command their area. Whenever they came for a catch of the ball, it was a worrying time. The one thing I'll say is Petr Cech's biggest strength, other than shot stopping, he commands that area like no other. And to me, I thought we saw a perfect exhibit. I'm tempted to give him a 10. I am tempted to give him a 10. I'm going to give him a 9. I would not shit on anyone that gives him a 10, though. Man of the match, any of the discussion. Because he kept us in that game a few times. A good 7 or 8 times. Right, so that's that. Right back, Hector Bellerin. I actually thought Hector grew into this game. Like I said in my review, I thought there were times where Richarlison started with Hector, spun off him a little bit, and he was finding that really difficult to cope with. Clearly, Emre adjusted something because Hector dealt with that threat a lot better in the second half. So for that reason, I give Hector a 7. Squadran Mustafi. Oh, my friend Squadran. I thought he had a poor first half. I really did. You know you're playing badly when I think Socrates, who didn't even finish the first half, was screaming at Mustafi because he had to take out, I think it was Walcott or Richarlison, one of the two, because of Squadran's mistake. So for me with Mustafi, he has to be better, man. He has to. Yes, he's improving. I don't think he's improving at the rate that people like to claim he is. But yesterday wasn't a great game for him. I did think the second half he got better. And for that reason, I'll give him a 6. Because I'll tell you what, he was looking like one of our worst players up until that moment. Up until the second half started. So I'll give him a 6. Let's talk about Socrates first. I thought it was all okay until he had to come off. Came off with what I'm hoping isn't some sort of thigh strain. Because if it is a thigh strain, he'll be out a minimum of 2 weeks. He's been our best defender the last couple of weeks. So we really have to hope that he recovers and recovers well. For that reason, I would go ahead and I'd give him a 6. I will talk about his replacement shortly. Monreal, I thought was okay. I think people were overrating Monreal's performance. I thought he was solid enough. Probably should have done better with the chance that he had, to be fair. But am I going to criticise the left back for not being able to finish? Monreal has been such a devastating finisher. We almost have high expectations that he should be finishing that. I do think he should have done better, but maybe it'd be harsh to give him a 6. So I'll give him a 7. Let's talk about Granit Xhaka. Oh, man. Another one that I see people over the fuck rating. To me, I think he had a poor game. He had a poor game. If you're being honest, he had a poor game. I know this goes against everybody's theory that, oh, Granit Xhaka plays better against Torreira. And he has been. Up until this game. I thought he was poor. There was no time where I ever really felt like he improved. I've seen people say he had a poor first half and then second half he got better. Not really. I didn't really see anything great about him. I think he was lucky because of his midfield partner, who I'll come on to in a second. To me, I thought Granit, I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Honestly, I thought he was poor. Lucas Torreira, on the other hand, I love this brother. Our little pit bull terrier. I love him. I love him. Probably should have got sent off, to be real. He needs to calm that shit down. Because I hear what people are saying, that, oh, maybe he should have been sent off. Yeah, and maybe we should have had an offside goal. Who gives a fuck? If the referee don't count it, why are we counting it? Let's not even talk. Let's not even focus on that. But to me, I love Torreira's performance. I can't give him a 9 because by rights he should have been sent off. But I can't give him lower than an 8. So I'll give Lucas Torreira an 8. Aaron Ramsey. If it weren't for his 2 assists, he'd be the worst player on the pitch. I actually didn't even realise he got 2 assists. And this is where I completely agree with Lee about what bullshit assists are sometimes. Aaron Ramsey's second assist for Aubameyang, because technically he touched the ball. Technically. If you want to be real, he was almost going to fuck it up. To me, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I'm finding it hard to give him more than that. Because I thought he had a poor game. He needs to sort this either we need to sort it out or he needs to sort it out sooner rather than later. Because to me, he doesn't deserve a place in this side. So, right. So let's talk about the left-hand side of Aubameyang. I thought played okay. Took his goal well. I don't care if it was offside. He took it well. I thought tried to create problems. Initially in the first half, I thought was tracking back quite well. Kind of abandoned that a little bit, which was a bit disappointing. But, you know, effectively, he's learning a new position for his teammate. And say what you want, whenever these two start together, we get results. So, you know, I'm for one, I'm not going to shit on Aubameyang or Lacazette too tough. Unless they really deserve it. Because it's very obvious to me, with these two, we have two of the most lethal strikers in the league. They need to play together. So to me, Aubameyang gets, I can't give him an 8. I can't. I don't think there was an 8 performance, but I'll give him a 7. On the right-hand side, Mesut Ozil. I thought was lost in this game. I did. I thought was lost in this game. I didn't see him do that much. To me, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I didn't see what he did. Not really. 6 out of 10. Lacazette. Oh, I thought his goal was taken extremely well. If I'm being honest, I don't think he was as much of a terrier. Like I think he played better against Cardiff and against Newcastle to me. I think he really wanted to score in those 2 games. I got less of that feeling in this game. Having said all of that, I'm just saying that so you can understand why I don't give him a 9. But I'll give him an 8 because I thought the goal was a beautiful goal. And as soon as he scored, I actually thought he found confidence in that and started to really get going. And you heard the manager say that he was going to initially take him off. But then he noticed that Lacazette's performance stepped up after the goal. So he thought, fuck it, I'll leave him on. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. So let's talk about the subs. Danny Welbeck. Yeah, I thought, did Welbeck come on? Fucking hell, I'm trying to think. Yep, he did for Aaron Ramsey. Yeah, Welbeck did what Welbeck does, you know what I'm saying? Just plenty of energy. I can't give him more than a 5. He was only on for 10 minutes, so I'll give him a 5. Alex Iwobi, my guy. I'll tell you what, if he keeps doing this, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think he did anything overly dramatic in this particular game. Don't get it twisted. But there was a thing, he's starting to realise how to get the people on side, and that's just effort. He came on, and there was this particular run that he made where the ball, we were in a bit of trouble, and this motherfucker literally just chased everybody, every Everton player that touched the ball, he chased it all the way back to the goal. And it was just like, yes, brother, this is what people want to see. Just effort and not just misplacing passes and then kind of like, it doesn't bother you. He'll get there. I'm still not 100% convinced it will be at Arsenal, but this man is playing very well. I'd find it difficult to give him more than a 6. But considering his cameo, I thought the cameo was an encouraging one. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. And Rob Holding, who came on for Socrates, I thought was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. As soon as he came on, he was very imposing. This is Rob Holding from like 2 years ago. Like, you know when Rob Holding initially burst on the scene? It was an imposing, commanding performance. And as soon as he came on, you didn't even notice that Socrates weren't there. Bear in mind, Socrates has been our best defender the last couple of weeks. So to me, I'll give Rob Holding an 8. The manager. I think the manager's getting there. I think he's starting to slowly but surely realise who his best 11 was. He did make a change. He took Guendouzi out, put Torreira in, which pleased a lot of people. I'm glad he's sticking to his guns about Cech. I think that's the correct decision. But yeah, all in all, I'd give the manager a 7. It wasn't a fluent or great performance, but we got the job done and we finally got a fucking clean sheet. So that's the positive thing. All right, people, you let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Let me actually see your match ratings. Don't be bitching about the way I say Mustafi. Fucking hell, that guy. I had to fucking block that guy because he was getting old. The way I say Mustafi or you know, just random like insults. Like, how can you give that guy that mark? Just tell me what your actual ratings are below. I'm actually intrigued to watching it. All right, people, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.